I wanted to create a world that was unique unto itself, so that it existed and had its own set of rules, but it wasn't realism or naturalism. And so I was very inspired by, early silent horror films and things that have just a slightly heightened world to them. Well, I wanted someone whose work was very handmade and who didn't, who wasn't sort of attached to Photoshop and who wasn't going to create everything on the computer, but who actually would draw these beautiful images. And so we spent, in early pre-production, we spent time developing that first before any of the production design or any of the cinematography came on board. We spent time with him working through that, because for me, the Babadook book is the core of the world of the film. So we had to get that right first. Yeah, so that's how Alex came on board.
Working with Jen has been a blast because she has a great sense of humor. It was really loose to throw ideas around to sort of get at her vision. This is the first book. This is like the master. It's the Master Hero book. And this is the nicest one. This is the one that shows up first, and it's and I built it myself. And it's all made by hand, and I hand painted everything in here. And these are all working pop-ups. As you see, there's little gags. I got a little bit of. This is the first glimpse we get of the Babadook in the film. It's right here in the book, looking crazy as hell. She's completely hinged, so she can. Hey. Through developing the book, we also designed the character and how he shows up in the live action part of the film. Which I guess it's all live action, but there'll be an actor, but like all the costumes of the Babadook, like they're based off of what we sort of came up with here. I did like a shotgun blast in the beginning of initial designs, I tried to cover as many different directions as I could. Big, small, goofy, stupid, super simplified, a little bit more sophisticated, and we sort of went through them and picked bits and pieces. But Jen was pretty specifically drawn initially to like one image, and then we just ran down that road,
Alex Holmes, a production designer, and Radek Wojcik, the DOP, have been really integral in creating that world, and they've done an amazing job, because it had to be the place where this entity could spring up, and it wouldn't be stupid, or it would just make sense, that because the world was not real. It was a surreal world. So the tone is probably connected to that world, and I don't know if I could put a word to it.
Everything in the set's kind of chosen because it has a kind of presence, not just because it's what she would buy. And we've also really tried hard to make this a quite a storybook feeling in this house, because it's about this storybook and the whole aesthetic of the film. That was the buzzword, basically. So everything had to have that almost bordering on theatrical, without being too theatrical, so that it doesn't take people out of the film. So I'll take you through. So we've got a grey and blue and a really restricted colour palette, using quite a lot of dark trims, as you can see, and hints of black. And this was a big decision, kind of going with these kind of dark trims in the house, which lends a lot of drama. That kind of felt black and white, but isn't.